Welcome to Attican Plays Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. All right, hi, this is Attican and welcome to Series 4, Episode 38. Let's jump right in. I want to expand on the concept we started in the last episode of distributing our fuel out to the rest of our diesel fuel stations. And we're going to expand on that concept and take it a step further. And this is a good place to do it because right here we see one of our fuel delivery trains. I actually have two now. This one picks up fuel at the refinery, goes out here to Javo, which is this guy right there, and drops off, fills that up with diesel fuel. Then comes over here and does the same thing, and then goes back and exports any overage. You can see he's got plenty left over, so he'll export that fuel, and then he'll go back and start his run again. And I have a similar one that's doing that same work here on the other side of the world, so to speak, and it goes over to Molka and to Nashville, and well, actually it goes to Nashville and to Molka, and then it goes down to our new town, which we're going to spend a little time in today, down here to top that one. Whoops, not that field. That's new, by the way. We will talk about that. See, he adds fuel there, but you notice it's not 150. So that's a hint as to what's going to happen and what I'm going to cover here. So this guy has just gotten fed, kind of refilled, and he's got 150 tons of fuel. But if you'll notice, we've got a gas station right down here at our farm that also has 70 tons of fuel. And we've got a gas station up here that has 70 tons of fuel. And we've got a gas station down here that has 70 tons of fuel. Well, how in the world did all those stations get fuel? Well, this was very easy and very smooth, actually. I like it. We have, right here, if we look at related vehicles, we have our train that just dropped off, but we have a couple of these trucks. And what this truck is doing is going here and loading fuel out of this fueling station and then running it up to the gas station. In this case, I think it's probably Vraska, probably this one maybe. Yeah, so he's running up there and dropping fuel off at the gas station, and he just stays there. We use our usual technique of load up until you're full and then unload until you're completely empty. And what this does now is we're able to, based on this train dropping off fuel and then doing its export, we're able to also supply all of our gas stations with fuel, and they don't have to import any fuel either. So now we've got a system going where our diesel trains and our buses and our trucks and construction vehicles and all that good stuff are all being fueled by fuel that we're creating in our refinery. And, you know, like I said, right down here, there's been a drop-off. It was up to 150, but now trucks have come in and taken fuel. We've got fuel going over to this farm right here. You can see it's caught up now. We've got fuel going over here to this gas station. I think I have fuel going here, or maybe, yeah, I do. I have fuel going over to this one. So all of our gas stations now are getting fuel from that same delivery system we're using to take fuel out to our diesel train fueling stations. All right, so that's number one. Then number two is, let's look at Jedva-Dvolzhno, which is our barely enough town. And you can see we've made some progress. We built, construction management finished off the distillery and this area right in here. It finished off a couple more flats. You can see we've got a clothing factory going up right now. It's built a couple more flats over here. I did go in and manually or auto build a couple of these flats just to get more people, just to speed it up. And I did manually build this, or auto build, whatever you want to call it, this football playground just to give these guys something easy to get to for sports. And they could actually walk downtown. And so we'll set up, I don't have any well, here's a whole bunch of people waiting. So what I'm going to do here is say, okay, we don't want students, we don't want workers. Okay. And I'm going to set up a line to run buses from here downtown. I think this one is empty. Okay, we don't have anybody going to this one. So we're going to have a line that runs between here and here. And so let's set up, let's do like 3 buses. And they're going to go here and here. And from this first stop, they're not, are they going to pick up anybody? No, because we're not ready for the university gig yet. But up here at the second stop right here, let me make sure that's the right one. Yeah. Okay. At this stop, they're only going to pick up passengers. And unload whatever they got. So you really, at this first stop here, it says pick up everything, but you're not going to pick up anybody because nobody goes there. But this one, we have passengers going there because they want to go downtown to shop. And this is why I built multiple of these bus stops here near the downtown, because now I've got 3 different places I can run buses and won't get any big traffic jams. So if we start this guy and copy his line to the other 2 and get them started, now we've got our coverage for getting these people downtown easily. All right. Eventually what will happen is we will set up a line when this headquarters of the Communist Party is constructed. We will set up a line from down in here, one of these 2, to run back and forth to probably this new bus stop over here, and it will pick up students down here and take them to school, and that way everybody will be able to go to school. Same thing here. We'll open this up for students and have a line that runs from here over here, or here over to here, doesn't matter, and to get us students. I have ordered up another one of these trains to come in here. It's on its way because we're just not getting quick enough service down there. You notice we did finish our cement factory, our cement plant. I've shut it down in terms of knocking the people down to 0 because I don't want people sitting in there doing nothing there. I want them out working. So when we get people here, I want them to be able to go work on jobs. And I cannot say that this is working beautifully in terms of getting us people. They tend to come off that and just walk to one of the jobs. So I would probably need to micromanage this more than I have been. But I've actually got, I believe I do, I have everything on this side shut off so that when these people come in, they can go to work over here. Right now I'm not seeing anybody. Let's see what happens with this group right here, if there's anybody on this thing. It may have been empty. Shoot. Let's see. Got anybody in this one? No. What's happened? Okay, got lots of workers waiting and nobody going anywhere. What? All right. Now, these offices think that their workers come from here. But, of course, what happens, the workers get here and then they just walk off. So this was easy to build because we had a spot right next to it. I've got this one turned on. Oh, you know what? They don't have... Well, they do have a path to it. They have a path right there, but I'm going to upgrade that. All right, so they should have no problem getting to that. And is there road access? Aha! That would help. Oh, man. I missed the road access. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Yes, I know I cheated and built that road, but I'm tired of waiting. Alright, so we should be able to get people. I would think people would come here, get off, and go over here to work on this building. And still nobody. So there's 140 people there waiting to go to work. But these trains are not picking up anybody. And they're set to pick up workers. These are workers. There's work to be done. So, riddle me this. Why did it work for this building, but it won't work for this one? We have connections. Could give them paths, I suppose, but that is not the issue. Shouldn't be. Okay, lots and lots of workers, and none of them getting picked up. None of them. Well, I know. You got me there. I don't understand that one. Anybody who's got a theory, let me know. I'm going to tell my construction crews to go take their bus. This is ridiculous, but take their buses, go there, and pick up workers. Let's see if that works any better. Well, buses are going out. Okay. They like that better. At least there are people they can get. It's going to take forever to get them out there where we need them, but just the same, it's better than not picking them up at all. So we've got 4 trains running, and all they're doing is burning fuel. Interesting, interesting. I don't think I quite get this one. I usually like to figure these things out before I show you something, but that's a new one on me. If we can get some people to some of these construction sites, see where this is going. Well, at least we are seeing activity now because the buses are going out and getting people, and that opens up the other vehicles and says, hey, there's work to be done. So it is a form of progress. At least it's activity. It may be inefficient activity. It may be kind of pathetic activity, but it is activity. Oh, here we go. Well, no people. We've got some gravel. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting people on site. Need concrete and asphalt, which is way up here. Well, here's some activity. All right, so keep going. All right, so I've added a farm here, and right now I just have it set to feed into the distillery. I wanted to show you that this is working perfectly. You notice we're getting workers, but we're not doing anything. That's because we have our pub completely full, and we've got a delivery truck that is still dropping off its alcohol. This is exactly as planned. The distillery will be incredibly inefficient, but it will always make goods when we need them. And we're going to start shipping crops from here as soon as we start seeing some. We'll start shipping crops. We've got a couple of trucks assigned here to go down here and drop off crops. And as oh, look at this, we've got a clothing factory. So our clothing factory is also going to get shut down. Okay, but we do have a clothing factory, and as soon as we get some of this built and we have a fabrics factory, we can start we'll start that process. All right, so we are making progress. It's slow as it's watching paint dry. And here's a drop off. Here's a drop off of oil or fuel into this train diesel station, and we'll have if they needed it, we would have trucks picking it up, but you can see we don't need it right now. Okay, so what else do we want to get into? There, here we go. That's looking better. That's looking better. Look at this. We're actually building something now. Weird. Okay, you notice I tend to ignore these fire things because we have nice fire coverage everywhere. I also wanted to show you, what else to show you that I've changed. In my favorite city now, Seldani, we had all these flats except this one could walk to this bus stop. So all I had to do to really get better attendance out here, more workers out here, higher chemical production, was add another bus stop right here for workers. That way these people could walk over there and grab a bus. I've set up a bus line going from here down to our drop-off point down here, and instantly just got better attendance there because I was starting to get workers without a job up here. Now we've got just the spirituality problem, which is what we want. So this is a beautiful area, and look how crowded it is. It's packed. And we've got some 21 pluses. We've got 12 that are living with their parents. So we need to find them gainful employment. And if our, as our construction finishes down here in Barely Enough, we will create new places for these people to live. Now, right now, I don't even have. I take that back. I don't even have any queued up right now, but that will change. So, the other thing I did was I ran a line from here off of our very, very busy crop circle right here, out up this mountain. Actually built a tunnel because it was just getting steeper and steeper, and I didn't feel like landscaping for an hour or terraforming. So I built a tunnel. It comes back down off the mountain along the river, has a little intersection here, then goes across a bridge and goes to a new export place for us, Zahalas. So we've got our little crop circle connection here to the single track export at Zahalas, and right now I've got several vehicles that are actually coming in there. Like this guy here, one of our fuel trains, the one that ends up down there in Barely Enough, actually goes over here to export, trying to take some traffic away from Molna. And this one right here is our steel, the steel train that goes down to our Conmat stuff goes to Zahalas. Then the what's this one? Steel. This is the wood from the boards from Artist Gilmore, It comes down to our construction area and then exports the overage. And this last one is, what is this? Meat. So we have the meat that goes to our, what is that? Barely, yeah, it goes to Barely Enough, and then it goes to Zahalas, our new one. Then it goes back up and does a run all the way, loads again, and goes up to Borislav, up to our western exports. So our money, we're doing okay. We've got, let's see. Let's go back an extra month. Or two. Yeah, see, we're doing fine. We are still a nice profitable republic. We're becoming a little less dependent on imports, but that's not going to change. We're always going to import something. At least I don't intend to play this long enough to change that. But anyway, I used my usual technique here. Built the farm with couldn't put any big fields, so I put as many medium as I could. Filled it in with smalls. And as I said, we've got our truck lines going over here, and as we get the other, pardon me, the other two silos done, the one for the fabric and the one for the food, then we'll start setting up trucking lines out of here for those as well. All right, what else to talk about in this one? Oh, well, I guess we should maybe play the game a little bit. So what I'd like to do is start building the line and thinking about how we can get more coal production. And specifically, we do pretty well consistently in terms of getting workers up here to this mine because they're coming from down here. The ones up here are okay. I mean, we get people, but it's not a lot. And we've got pretty good coal ore production, if you notice. Let's see, do we? Oh, we do. We have great coal ore production. But our steel mill is just ripping through the coal. We can't keep up. So we need more coal. So what I'm thinking we need are two things. We might need another one of these, a coal ore processing plant. We're getting good attendance. We probably could just put one up here within walking distance of that bus stop and just build another one and start processing more ore. If we're going to have enough ore here, looks like we could run a line off of this over to another processing plant and then hook it back into we could probably run it over here and hook it directly into this one so that we're making more coal. And then, oh boy. I've got 4 buses running directly to this. And where are they running from? This bus stop right here. Okay, they're coming a pretty long distance. How are these people doing? They're very happy. Could use more troops. I'll tell you what, the easiest way to get more people in here, what I'm going to do, because we have a good school system, yeah, these people have no problem getting educations. Let's bring in some third world immigrants. All right, and so we get 61 uneducated adults, but a lot of them will go to school. Where are they going to go to school? Right here is a great school they can go to, with it isn't too crowded. There's another great school. Let's put some more pathing in. There we go. All kinds of people going to school. Good deal. And that first generation, we'll educate what we can and get work out of them. But second generation and on, we'll have productive, educated people in there. Our fire coverage continues to be good. Not worried about it. There we go. All right, what else do I want to cover? I was going to actually do a separate video with a quick guide, but I think this is pretty short. I don't have a whole... sorry. Wanted to do that line. I kind of talked myself out of it, though. If we put more people in here, the buses should be able to get them up there. And maybe we need a couple more buses. Let's just check on our frequency here. Okay, this person has been waiting for 35 minutes. We may just need more buses here. No. We do. See, he got tired of waiting. Now he's walking over to the kindergarten. She is. She work in the kindergarten. That's all well and good, but there was no reason to have them wait. See, they're stacked up behind each other, too. They're just coming in bang, bang, bang. There is no real way to keep them spaced in this game. Once it gets going, there just isn't a way to do it. I think we want to add at least a couple more vehicles here. There's 39 workers going up there, which is great. Let's add a couple more vehicles. I'm going too fast to click on it. Can he do it? Can he click on it? Yes. All right, copy to these two and go. All right, that really, if that works, I mean, and it will work. Get more people in here, get the more bus opportunities to get up here. We should start seeing more people up there, and we don't need to run a big expensive line. But what we do want is, I would like to be able to take advantage of the coal that we're processing, that we're going to process eventually down here. See, we're starting to make progress on getting our coal industry set up over here. So we're going to have a couple of coal ore processors down here and a nice mine up here. And we'll feed coal to this, but not to a whole lot else. So I wonder if I have... No, he can be fixed. All right, so oh, they do a nice job building these things, don't they? So we want to be able to ship that coal, which will come out of here, and get at least one good train going up there and loading into this coal storage for the coal mine. Or we could alternatively run it directly into into the steel mill. I hadn't even thought of that, but we could. It's tight. If we could get another line in here, figure out a way to go. It gets kind of wonky here, though. I know that. But if I could just get it to come off of here. All right, let's try that. That's even better. I mean, I was going to put in unloading here and run track over here some way and fight my way through all that, but it just makes so much more sense. If we're worried about the steel mill, why don't we ship coal directly to the steel mill? So how are we going to do this? I've played with this before. It's not easy, but let's see if we can do it. I'm going to take out the road so it's not the issue. We can always come back and put the road back over it. Well, that's an improvement that it'll actually go that far. I don't even know if that's connected. I think it is. Now, here's the funky thing with these crop circles. If I want to do a crossing, I have to disconnect from the crop circle. But what I'm thinking is, if we were to just move this out here, we could merge this line into one of them. These are going to be double tracked. Well, let's just see. If I move the diamond out here, and chain in here, single direction exit there, and then have the exit for oh, in fact, not single direction, excuse me. Put a chain signal here and here and here, and take out these signals. And that actually looks right. It says you can go on the chain, but you can only go over here, which is exactly right, because that's where we want them to go. We need to exit out of this that way. And we need this to be a two directions so you can get back out. And that needs to be two directions and two directions. Well, I have to say that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Huh. And this crossing right here is not needed and doesn't matter. And now let's take it out. Okay, so you can come down now and make your decision here, which lane you want to take. But you can take any of the three that's open, and we can look at the signals right now and see it's working correctly. Did I lose a signal? Yeah, I think I did. No, there it is. It's right there. It's hiding. So we've got the chain in. There's one you can take. You can go out on any of these, but you can't come in. It's perfect, perfect, perfect. That should work perfectly. Okay, that was super easy. All right, so what we're going to do is eventually, when we get our coal business going, we'll run a train of coal directly to the steel mill and unload it there. All right, so Pack Rat asked me to take a closer look at the crop circles and review how they work. He's having a little trouble with traffic on his. So the first thing I would say is, if you have a lot of trains coming into crop circle situations, you will have delays. They will stop each other. That's one of those, I'm willing to accept that, to not have gridlock deals. But the main thing about the crop circle, let me go up here. I think a good example is at Borislav. Let me go right here. Oh, that's sound. Sorry, I got to turn that off for a minute. And that's the problem. See this? If I just put it on one little tick, it's very loud. Now, I edit this down after when the video that share with you guys. I cut that sound way down. It's in my ears. It's just roaring right now, or it was. All right, so I've turned it off. So sorry about that. But here we go. The idea of a crop circle is no matter how complex all this crap is, and you can see, I mean, that's a lot of track going a lot of different ways because we want to be able to go in and out of any of those and link back up with the circle. But no matter how complex it is, keep all that complexity right there attached to the circle itself. Put your signals outside of that, and that way all this is just treated as one big simple block from your signals point of view, and you get really nice traffic flow because you will not get gridlock, because this chain, if you're coming in, and remember to always chain in and single direction out, but this chain is coming in and it's looking ahead, and it looks ahead and it sees this way. There's just an exit. So is the exit clean? Can I go up here? Then I'm good. If I'm trying to go over here, this chain is going to look at these chains and figure out if any of them are green. If any of those are green, any of those, then it can say, yeah, I'll go ahead. And then coming out, it's the same thing. When a train's coming out of any one of these lines, it looks at this chain signal, which looks into the block to see if it's clear, and then it looks to see, okay, if I'm going this way, it looks and sees a single direction exit, and if it's green, go. If it's looking at, in fact, in this case, when it's looking that way, it says I can go this way, I can go this way, either one of those exits. So again, the whole idea is build your circle and make all your complex intersections right there at the circle. All the crossing tracks, all this is pretty involved track. There's a lot of track going every which way there, but it's actually super simple. The trains are just looking from signal to signal and seeing if I have a path through there, and they take it. So that's the key: the chain in, the single direction out, and keep all of your signals, away from the complexity. So we wouldn't put do not put any signals in here, for example, because if you try to, thinking you're going to improve the flow, all you're going to do is create a situation where at some point, given the right amount of volume, trains are going to get in here and get stuck, and they're going to hold each other up, and you're going to be dead. Now, the only other thing that adds a little complexity, but also speeds things up, is if you build the little passing lanes or side tracks like this. We built double side tracks for this one. So a chain signal here says, okay, can I go to any one of these three? And then if this one happens to be filled because there's a train here waiting its turn to go into one of these, if I want to go on past it and go to Borislav, I read chain to a single direction exit or just a block divider, and I come up here and I make a decision. If that one's full, I take the next one. If it's full, I take the next one. Or I may just choose to take the outside one anyway, because the outside one has a chain here that says, okay, let's go around the whole mess. So people going this way can just skip all of this mess and just go on their way and ignore all that and just merge back into our line over on the other side. So Packrat, I don't know if that helped you or not. I think you said the simple one down here at Molka. Yeah, this guy here. Okay, here's an example of a really simple one. This is just basically a turnaround. But train comes in, and you've got the signals out here. This is just a loop with no complexity. So it's coming in, and it's reading, and it's looking for an exit. And what it's saying right now, if you look at it, this is good timing. See this train in here? It is blocking this area, so this one is red. So if I'm a train coming down through here, my chain is looking to see, can I exit? If I'm trying to go this way, nope, you're going to have to wait. If I'm trying to make a turnaround and go back the other way, I'm good to go because this is green and I've got a clear lane up here. All right, coming down here, same kind of difference. I couldn't come here and do a U-turn to go back because this is blocked by this train, but I could go forward, and once this train clears, we'll see this signal go green. All right, go ahead. Now, once he clears through there, see that one went green because now this block is open. And the other thing that you want to do is try to keep the 6 ton rule, keep at least a train length in here so you could get a train to come in, get off the roundabout and come up here if he had to wait for something in this area. Okay, and notice here's another one that's got it's a fair amount of complexity, but see how we've got all the signals back away. All these signals are back here away from the entry and exit point, from the complexity. That's fairly complex track right there, but we're just treating all this right in here, all the circle, as just one thing for our signals to look at, and they look into this one thing, this one block, and see if it's clear. And it's important that you have all these different things cut off by signals, because otherwise, where there's a connection like this right here, if you got a train in any of this, it would cause all of these to be blocked up, and would any signal that's depending upon those would turn red. So again, I'm beating a dead horse here, but all we're saying is chain in, single direction out. See, this is one coming out that could go this way or out and go that way, but chain in, single direction out. See here, chain in to your choice of 2 places you could go to do your exports. Loop back around, they join back together, they come back in, they come down here, and they join in the complexity, but it's really super simple if you keep it like that. All right, so Packrat, I hope that helped you. I don't know if I don't know if that's going to solve your problem if you've got a huge amount of traffic. I can tell you that one thing I did is as we're starting to grow here, this area was always pretty busy. I did build the bypass so the trains coming back downstream, back to the oil fields and Mocha and stuff could move ahead. But at the same time, we would have multiple trains stacked up here waiting to export in Mona, as this guy's getting ready to do. And you can see here, just interesting, he's made his run, and he's dropped off at Artist Gilmore, Nashville, and Mocha, and this is all he has left from a full load. He had a full load of food and alcohol, and this is all he's got left to export: 47 tons of food, 74 tons of alcohol. But anyway, that's enough about the crop circles. If you guys have any questions about anything, if there's any concept you want me to talk about, please just throw in a comment. Keep the comments coming. So I'd like to give you a reading assignment, if you don't mind. I'd like you to go back to Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic, Series 4, Episode 33, and look at the comments. I've pinned this comment by Antiquity Car to the top, so it'll be the first one you see. And read that comment, and we're going to talk about that in probably the very next episode. But I would like you to read that and ponder it a little bit, because it has some interesting ideas about how to look at the various products and what you need to localize versus centralize versus hold and not export versus export. And we'll discuss that probably on our very next video. So if you get a chance, get out there, and remember, it's Series 4, Episode 33. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it'll help you become a better player, and I hope you'll join us for our next Workers and Resources Soviet Republic video. Thank you.